Greetings, Jamie here from Impeccable Indigos. This is Othello, whom you have met before. He is about 1.5 years old, Eastern Indigo Snake, hatched in August of 2021. I want to talk a bit today about what makes indigos so special. And the website, Impeccable Indigos, is devoted to celebrating Eastern Indigo snakes, but really all indigos and really all Drymarchon species are all closely related and very similar, which is the Crebos and the Indigos. The Indigos is the Eastern Indigo, the Texas Indigo, and the Mexican Red-tailed Indigo. And the best known Crebo species, there are some rarer ones from certain localities, but basically the unicolor, the yellowtail, the blacktail, Crebos. They're all from the Drymarchon genus, and they're all quite similar. They are large colubrids. Colubrids are the more modern snakes, the older families, the Boidae, which is boas of pythons, pythons being old world, boas being new world, those big, heavy constrictors, often with labial pits, infrared receptors, detectors. Those are older, considered more primitive animals. They're very often ovoviviparous. They are live-bearing young. Colubrids are considered more modern. They are generally more slender. They come in many, many varieties all over the world, some 1,700 species. Some are venomous, but then the vipers are even more modern with more elaborate venom capabilities. Many of the venomous colubrids are rear fang, most of which are not terribly dangerous, but there are exceptions like the African boomslang. So anyway, these are colubrids. They're egg-laying animals. What makes Drymarchon unique, what makes them unusual, what makes them interesting? They are active, they are curious, they are learning, they are intelligent. They are fascinating to keep. Eastern Indigos are my favorite. They're not only beautiful, but they are, generally speaking, the most consistently tame and handleable. They may well be the smartest of all of them, I think. And they're just fascinating, beautiful animals to keep. One of the key things that sets Drymarchon aside is the way they get food and what they eat, because they are not constrictors like most colubrids and boas and pythons as well, and they are not venomous like vipers or rears-fanged colubrids. So how do they get their food? Well, they overpower them. They have strong jaws, much stronger jaws than most other species. They can't split those jaws and expand their mouths the way most other snakes can, to take those huge meals infrequently and then sit and digest them. So they have high metabolisms. They have to take smaller meals more frequently. It means they're constantly on the hunt, and they cover really huge ranges in the wild. And they also are more generalistic feeders. They feed on vertebrates, like most larger snakes, but unlike being specialized to, for example, warm-blooded prey, they will take fish, amphibians like salamanders and frogs and toads, reptiles like lizards and especially snakes, and also birds and mammals. Some of the studies we have from the wild looking at stomach contents indicate that snakes are the majority of food items for Eastern Indigos in the wild. And that makes sense because they can overpower other snakes by seizing them by the head and taking control of them that way, and immediately begin to consume them, actually. That's very often what happens with Drymarchon. When they grab prey, they try to overpower and immediately consume if possible. And also, indigos will take venomous snakes. There's some evidence that they are immune to the venom, although they try not to get bit because they seize by the head. And indigos have often been seen taking large, even Eastern diamondback rattlesnakes, the largest venomous snake in North America. And that's why people who have indigos on their property are usually really glad to have them, should be glad to have them, because they do take venomous snakes as well as other kinds of vermin, so-called vermin, and so forth. So whereas predators, I find this interesting, whereas predators who use venom or constriction usually strike and pull back. So a venomous snake will strike, envenomate the animal, then release, and then wait till the animal dies and track it. Or constrictors will strike, grab on, pull back, and throw coils to constrict the animal. Dry mark are different. They strike and they move forward. They plow forward. They strike very hard, and they will drive the animal into dirt, rocks, trees, whatever's available. They'll sometimes thrash the animal into the ground to try and knock it out, to try and kill it, mostly to try and overpower and begin to consume it. Again, they're not taking extremely large prey. They have to be able to overpower and consume it. And I think that's really something that's very interesting about them. And I also think this is one of the reasons they have evolved to be so intelligent. Comparison I like to make is the difference between corvids, crows and ravens and jays, and let's say owls. Owls have a number of specialized tools evolved through natural selection. They have big talons for killing prey. They have silent flight for hunting prey. They have low light vision. They have the ability to turn their heads almost completely around. They have all of these special features. Therefore, they don't need to be very smart. And they're very specialized feeders. Take mostly just rodents, small mammals. But they don't have to be very smart because evolution has given them all these tools. Now, the corvids, crows, ravens, and such, are the opposite. They eat almost anything they can find, and they have no special tools except their intelligence. And they reason and they think, and we have incredible recent science about how smart crows are, what kind of puzzles they learn to solve. They recognize human faces. They're quite remarkable. And this helps them survive. This helps them get food and shelter because they're thinking and flexible animals. And I think this is the same with indigos and dry markon. Their intelligence and their ability to take any kind of vertebrate food is a counterbalance to the fact they have no venom and they have no constriction and so forth. So food getting and diet are some of the things that set dry markon in general and indigos apart. And that's some of the reasons we celebrate the Eastern Indigo snake. Please like and subscribe. Tell us something in the comments, what you think. Ask questions. Check out the website, impeccableIndigos.com. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.